Hey guys, AngerBeast here bringing you some headquarters gameplay on the map grid. We're on with the SPAS-12 with the silencer, and in this video I want to talk about shotguns. Now, in shotguns have always been one thing that I've always loved in Call of Duty. It's something that set it apart from any other game, really, in my opinion, is the fact that the shotguns, you can just run in, you can go ham on people, and they don't have much to do about it. But unfortunately, over the past couple Call of Duty, shotguns have just declined in their abilities, and I really hope that they take a step in the right direction for Black Ops. Now, one of the things I really like to see is a little bit more realistic shotguns. In real life, shotguns are very, very, very powerful out to a range of about 300 meters. In Call of Duty, they're very, very effective up to a range of about 5 meters. Now, what I'd like to see is for that range to increase from somewhere in between the two. A shotgun should be able to get a hit marker up to about 30 meters. I'd say would be a fair amount. And while that might sound like a lot for Call of Duty, in reality, the way that the shotgun spread works in Call of Duty, it's not going to make that big of a difference. Capping the headquarters like a boss until I get flashed. But in reality, it's not going to make too big of a difference because of how the shotgun spread work. But what it would do is, if they added another thing I'm going to talk about, is make it more effective out to a larger range. So another thing I like to see is the damage to be increased. The KSG-12 is one really good example. The KSG-12 is probably the best current pump-action shotgun in Modern Warfare 3. Maybe the Model ATD-7 is a little bit better, but according to the stats, it's the best one right now after the patch. And, you know, one of the things that it has going for it is it's really, really high damage, long-range damage at 15. But that's very low compared to Modern Warfare 2. The SPAS-12 in Modern Warfare 2 did 40 to 20 damage with a range of 17 meters. Whereas in this game, you have the KSG-12, which is the best pump action, which does, I believe, somewhere around 28 to 15 damage, up to a range of 12 meters, if I can remember right. So shotguns have really taken a turn for the worse in Modern Warfare 3 and in Black Ops even. I mean, the stakeout's okay as far as shotguns go. I mean, it's got okay range, a little bit less than that of the Modern Warfare 2 SPAS, but it still is very, very weak. I mean, the shotgun did 30 to 10 damage as composed to the 40 to 20. I hope that the shotguns in Black Ops 2 will be usable. One thing that I've already talked about, though, that I want to see is the return of the Dragon's Breath rounds. Those were planned to be enabled for the Olympia or the SPAS, I can't remember which. They're removed for balance reasons. That's a stupid move. There's no way a Dragon's Breath shotgun could be overpowered the way Call of Duty works. And maybe if you did this, Dragon's Breath, they do damage to your target over time, but it reduces range. So the pellets will fizzle out faster. That to me would make it a little bit more balanced compared to what we have right now. We have shotguns that only do damage up to like 5-10 meters, and that's just not fair. Another thing I like to see changed is that the hip spread of a shotgun. Now, back in Call of Duty 2, you had the shotguns that had crazy amounts of hip spread, but they shot quite a few pellets and did massive damage at close range. I'd like to see the return of a really, really wide shotgun spread because what that did is it allowed you to use the shotguns in close quarters very, very effectively. You could easily pick up 3 or 4 people with one shot of the trench gun in Call of Duty 2. However, in this game, you're lucky to get one kill with one shot of a SPAS-12 or a stakeout in this game. So, if they could increase the spread a bit while increasing the damage proportionally, I think that would really, really increase the amount of fun you can have playing with a shotgun. And because you're increasing the range and the spread, it means that the shotguns are going to be less effective at range than what they are now. So, they're usable at close range. You can still get hit markers out to quite a long range, whereas in the previous titles, you're very, very ineffective at close range because you can't just widespread a guy and just hope that you hit him. Like right there, I should have gotten a kill there. I don't know how I didn't get the kill. I shot off 2 bullets with my SPAS, and the bullets just magically disappeared in front of his face. What I'm proposing would allow kills like that to actually happen. You wouldn't get magically BS because you happen to shoot 1 meter before the pellets fizzle out, and you get killed that way. And when you are using a shotgun, you wouldn't be limited to the fact of just camping corners, because that's what I feel like that is what it is right now. But this is just a lot of speculation on what I'd like to see happening. Overall, I don't think much is going to change for the shotguns. If anything, I think they're just going to get worse if the trend continues. And the shotguns are one thing I've always loved. And I'd like to see something change when they aim down sight. Now, in Black Ops, they got it somewhat right. I mean, it wasn't perfect by any means. If you aim down sights with any of the shotguns, it increased their spread, unless you're using the SPAS-12 with steady aim. But that's a different story for a different time. But all the shotguns in Black Ops have the ability to have their spread decrease when you aim down sight. That's not the case in Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3. Now, I know that some people have said that it's for realism purposes, that when you bring the shotgun closer to your face, you actually bring your target farther away, which makes the pellets spread farther, but that's unintuitive to the way Call of Duty works. The way Call of Duty works is that when you aim down sights, you are more accurate. That's not the case with shotguns, and I really wish it was, because that would give shotguns an advantage, is that, say if you aim down sight, one of your pellets always goes in the very center of your screen, you'd have an advantage over other weapons, because guess what? I can aim in the center of the screen every time with my aim down sight, and I can hit a guy up to 30 meters just a couple times with a semi-automatic shotgun, and he would drop. But no, that's not the case in Call of Duty, and I think if the spread decreased by a factor of something like 50% when you aim down sight, that would give a reason to aim down sight with the shotguns, and with the increased spread, it would bring up their spread to about what you're using right now with steady aim. So if I was using steady aim with a shotgun and I aim down sight, it would bring it to about the spread I have hip firing here, with increased damage and increased range. I think that would be completely fair. In my opinion, there are very few ways that a shotgun could be overpowered. When you compare the SPAS-12 to the AK-7 what do you get? You get the AK-7 does 40 to 20 damage with 750 RPM rate of fire. Now, the SPAS-12, on the other hand, does, I believe, 30 to 10 damage with 300 rate of fire. Although it does shoot 8 pellets, so it's possible to get a one-shot kill with this. Anyone who's used the SPAS-12 will tell you that one-shot kills with the SPAS-12 are very, very, very rare. You're lucky to get a kill with 3 shots of the SPAS-12. It usually takes 4 or 5 shots with the SPAS to get a kill. That's simply because the range is so poor. If they were to increase the range and make it so that it's useful up to a longer distance, I think that'd be a great move for the shotguns. I think it'd lead to a more rush-heavy game, because shotguns in Call of Duty history have always been an aggressive weapon. That's the way people have used them. Although technically they really should be used as a defensive weapon, they've always been something that people look at as a close quarters combat rush weapon. Now, I know that not everybody would use it in this way. Some people try to use a shotgun as a sniper. Like I see in Battlefield sometimes, I see clips of people trying to use a shotgun as a sniper. And that's okay to me. Because you're basically limiting yourself to close range engagements, there really isn't too much you can do at a longer range. And even if you do have a range of 30 meters, the way the shotgun's buckshot works, oh right here I destroyed this kid, but the way the buckshot works in Call of Duty is that even if you had a range of 30 meters, nothing would happen after 30 meters. You get 1 or 2 hit markers and you flinch the guy a little bit, but if he's using a good long range weapon like an M16 or even a M14, I mean, he'd kill you at distance almost every time, unless you had the time to line up every single shot every time. And one thing I would also like to see changed is the shotguns have a little bit less recoil. When you take the Olympia in this game, the double-barreled the Olympia is a double-barrel shotgun, so it requires that second shot to kill 95% of the time. There are very few times where it doesn't take 2 shots to kill with the Olympia. So if they made it so that instead of having it so that you have to fire both barrels, they had it reduce the recoil a little bit and increase the damage a little bit, you could easily pick up more than 1 kill with the Olympia in this game, because the recoil is just so high. The second shot you take will always seem to go above the person's head. Oh, this guy fails with the triple spray with the Kaparis. But anyways, guys, this gameplay is winding down. Just want to point out what I was using in this game. I was using a lightweight, steady aim, and I believe Marathon SPAS-12 with silencer. You definitely want to use the silencer on the SPAS-12 because it isn't affected by the silencer in this game. Yeah, my teammate basically has the headquarters for the rest of the match, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Angry Beast, and I'm signing out, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.